been a constant source of support, motivation, and accountability. I think you all can agree with that for the entire group. Their leadership played a key role in bringing this group to the finish line. So please welcome Kevin Wood.
We did it. Unfreaking believable. Not long ago, we were just a group of strangers, wondering if we belonged here, wondering if we were strong enough, fast enough, tough enough. And somehow, here we are, Bootcamp 74, graduating. Now, if you spent any time around me, you will have noticed something. I have a lot of tattoos, and each one tells a story. The first one is a bee. The bee reminds me to move with a purpose. Be productive, not just busy. That lesson showed up here at Bootcamp. Because this place has a way of exposing the difference between activity and purpose. Every drill, every evolution, every time we were smoked and thought we had nothing left. We had to decide if we were just going through the motions or moving with a purpose. Another tattoo says abracadabra. Most people think it means magic. It's actually Aramaic, and it stands for, with my words, I create. Your mindset becomes your base. The words that you use shape how you see obstacles. You could say, this is impossible. Or you could choose to say, let's figure this out. And in this profession, that mindset matters. I also have DFQ tattooed on me, and it stands for don't freaking quit. Whether it was the daily tests or the scenarios with the instructors, failures are not roadblocks. They're stepping stones. If you're always a student, you're always learning. And if you're always learning, you're always winning. Another tattoo is the bison. And there's a story about the bison. When storms approach, most animals run away. But a bison runs into the storm, head first. And by running towards it, they actually get through the storm faster. Boot camp was a lot like that. The best way through it was straight into it. Into the hose drills, into the ladders, into the smoke, into the exhaustion. And every time we leaned into that storm, we got stronger, together. I have a phrase in Latin, aut veniam inveniam aut faciam. I will either find a way or I will make one. Because the fire service is unpredictable, problems will show up that no textbook will prepare you for. As our instructors drilled into our heads, your ability to adapt and problem solve will be one of your greatest skills. Situational awareness. Boot camp might have been the hardest thing that you've ever done. But don't stop there. I want you to go out and find harder things, because that's where growth lives. Another tattoo reminds me of something a little deeper and older. Memento mori. There's a lily, a skull, and an hourglass. The lily represents life, the skull represents our inevitable death, and the sand in the hourglass represents the time that we have left. It's not meant to be morbid. It's meant to be a reminder that every day matters, every call matters, and every moment matters. And coming from a 45-year-old, it's never too late to live. This might be a tough one. The most meaningful tattoo that I have is my daughter's footprint on my chest. And that brings me to the consumption test. Many of you saw me break down that day. much like I am now. At 3 a.m. one morning last week, the tones dropped. Really, it was just the staff waking us up loudly and obnoxiously. We rushed to the bay, we put on our gear, we donned our SCBAs, and then we worked. Hard. And for as long as we could. Until our low air bells went off, we had 25% of our air left. And the challenge was simple. How long could you make that last? At one point, I was lying in the hallway trying to control my breath. And in that moment, I imagined I was a downed firefighter, trapped, waiting to be rescued. Every breath mattered. And if I wanted to see my daughter again, I had to get the absolute most out of my body. There were 4 of us that pushed past the 70-minute mark. It's a 45-minute tank. But the real lesson wasn't the time. The lesson is this: find your why. Because when things get hard, and they absolutely will, your why will guide you. Your why will carry you, and your why will push you to become the firefighter that your community deserves. To our instructors, thank you for setting the standard. To our families, thank you for supporting us. And to Bootcamp 74, I'm proud of every single one of you. Oh, and finally, to the OFM, now get out of our way.
Thank you so much for sharing that, sharing your passion. It means a lot to